Mom life isn't always what it's cracked up to be. And my story of how I became a mom all started back on a Wednesday in March when my son decided to come 3 weeks early. My life as a mom started back on March 24th, 2010, when I was at one of my routine doctor's appointments. Throughout my pregnancy, I was known to have very high blood pressure. And then on this particular day, my blood pressure was very high, so the doctors decided to admit me to labor and delivery for observations. So I got wheeled down from the doctor's office, hooked up to all the machines, and a while later the doctor came in and told me that I was going to have to stay overnight and be on bed rest for the remainder of my pregnancy because of the high blood pressure. A couple things that you need to know so far is my son's name is Michael Dean, and he was named after his grandparents. Another thing is he was breech, which also means that his feet were up, his feet were down, and instead of his head. Another thing that is very uncommon, but common at the same time, is you get protein in your urine, which might have been causing my high blood pressure. So I stayed the night for observation and went home on the 25th. The following day was the 26th, which happened to be a Friday. And that's when everything changed and we all got very exciting news. So I was home on bed rest, and I was exactly 37 weeks to the date, which was 3 weeks ahead to my due date. I was at home with a friend getting ready for my baby shower, which happened to be on that Sunday, so she and I were getting ready. I didn't have a hospital bag. I didn't have anything for the baby as I was waiting for my shower. My husband had gone back to work, and while I was at home, my nurse decided to call and say that I needed to get to the hospital right away because I had quite a bit of protein in my urine, and that was making me preeclamptic, and they were very concerned for the baby. So I said to the nurse, "Am I going to have a baby?" And she said, "I think you are." So my friend drove me to pick up my husband. We picked my husband up, and he goes, "Already? We're not even ready." And I go, "Well, get ready, because here he comes." Well, we drove to the hospital, and again, I was admitted to labor and delivery, hooked up to all the machines, and a while later, the doctor came in and told us we had 3 options. The first option was wait for my blood pressure to come down on its own, which could take a long time. Number 2, since Michael was breech, he needed to be rotated so we could rotate from the outside, which can cause pain and discomfort to the baby, or we could go in and have a C-section, which is a C-section is a delivery by surgery. My husband and I looked at each other and decided that the best option right now was going to be a C-section for myself and for the baby. So the doctor looked at my husband, told him he had an hour, and my husband flew home, grabbed the camera, and flew back to the hospital to get ready to become a dad for the first time. The nurses got me all ready, hooked me up, made sure that I was comfortable, and wheeled me to the operating room. And on that Friday, March 26th at 6:26 p.m., our son, Michael Dean Platts, was born. He was an even 7 pounds, and he was 22.5 inches long. After I had gone back to my room, the nurse had come in and said that she had something to show us. While my son was in my stomach, he decided to tie his umbilical cord, as the nurse called it, into a Boy Scout knot. With my son being exactly 37 weeks and having an eventful Friday, March 26, 2010, I would say that childbirth is not all that in a cup of ice chips.